Well, hello there, fourth and fifth graders. Today I'm going to give you a challenging project. It's actually really fun. We are going to talk about optical illusion. An optical illusion is the idea that we can look at something that's on a piece of paper and it's going to look like 3D, or it's going to look like it's moving, but it's actually a flat piece of paper. So we're going to play today with optical illusion art. I have a little sample here to show you, and you probably have seen some of these, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to do this. All right, we're going to use markers. I really think a black marker is wonderful for this project, but you're welcome to use, if you have another color, that's fine. You're going to need a regular white piece of paper, and I'm going to ask you to look for two round things, two things that you can draw a circle. So I have a little lid, and I have my cereal bowl, and my cereal bowl is great because it gives me a really big circle. All right, so here we go. I'm going to walk through each step with you and see how we do. I'm going to start by tracing my big circle. I think I'll put it in the middle of my paper. All right, start with a pencil, and then we're going to go with markers. But first start with a pencil, because you're going to do a drawing first, and we want to make sure if we need to erase that we can. Go ahead and there's my big circle, and I'm going to take my little lid and let's see, we'll put it right there so that we have two circles, a big circle on the middle of the paper and then a little circle kind of off to the side. All right, so I'm going to guide you step by step, so follow me. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a checkerboard design on our big circle, but we're not going to go over the little circle, so we're going to go around. Now, I think you should use a ruler to keep the lines really straight. If you don't have a ruler, try to do as best as you can, do a nice straight line. See that I added a checkerboard design, but I left my little circle blank. All right, the inside circle, instead of going straight across, I'm going to curve the lines and give them a little bit of shape. So this time you're going to do this. So I always do the inside with a curvy line. I start here, there, then I go curvy this way. And that gives it the illusion of it that it's popping out. Now the tricky part is we're going to name each square. We're going to give it a number. So let's go in close. Here we go. We're going to start with the smallest square. We're going to put a little 1, 2. We've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 on our first row. We're going to come back to the second row, and you want to count. You want to make sure to count even the tiniest little square. So that's going to be 2. This will be 1, and this will be 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and that little tiny one is a 2. Make sure you write your numbers light enough because we have to erase them and we don't want them to show. So you want them to be very light. Now we ended on 2, so we're going to start on this teeny tiny one with a 1, and this one will be a 2. Oops, see, we already ran into a problem. We don't want to have a 1 next to a 1, so really this should be a 2, and this will have to be a 1, so that this one will be a 1, a 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1. So you always want to make sure that you have a 1 next to a 2, but you never have a 1 next to a 1 or a 2 next to a 2, because it won't work on our checker design. So we're going to continue and number all of these, and then we're going to do the same thing with our little circle and number 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we'll go to the next step when we get to start filling them in with our marker. All right, so let's continue our numbers. We'll continue, and just make sure you remember, if there's a 1 here, there has to be a 2 here. If there's a 2 here, we have to have a 1. All right, so that we never have on top of each other the same number. All right, let's fill these in. Okay. So you see that they are all numbered. All right. And now, before we work on the middle, let's do all this. You're going to take your black marker, and we're going to paint in only the ones. Okay, only the ones. So I'm going to start and paint in just the ones. Ahead and colored in all my ones. So now all I have left are the 2s. Now before you erase all your 2s, make sure you let this sit a little bit, because you don't want to put your hand on here and smudge everything. So I'm going to spend a few minutes and erase my 2s on the outside circle. Okay, so I'm using a big eraser to erase all the 2s as much as I can, and you know, they might still show up a little bit, but from a distance you won't see them. Now you see that on the inside circle I did the same thing. I numbered them. I went 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and you know what? I'm going to do the exact same thing. Now instead of coloring the 1s, I'm going to color in the 2s, okay, and do that in black. One other thing I went ahead and did is I made a black line right on the edge, just a little bit, not all the way around, just one little line to make it pop out. So now I'm going to do the 2s, okay? 2s, all the 2s will get colored in. Okay, so it got a little messy on me, but there you go. You can see that when you look at this, it makes the inside ball appear to be popping out, a 3-dimensional design. Enjoy doing this. Take your time and be patient. I can't wait to see your work.